Chosen one. If you're watching this right now, it's no coincidence. God has led you here because something powerful is about to unfold in your life. The wait is over. God has decided it's time for you to step into the next chapter of your divine journey. God said you will leave soon. But this isn't about physical death. This is about a divine transition. The time has come for you to stay fully into your calling. You faced mockery, rejection, and doubts from others. Yet you held on to your faith. You've passed every test and stayed true to God. Now the moment you've been waiting for is finally here. You are among the chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. Only 1% of people have successfully completed their divine mission. And you, chosen one, are part of that rare group. You've stayed obedient, trusted in God, and walked through every trial with unwavering faith. Now God is calling you to a higher level, to meet Him in a place of peace, love, and eternal protection. As you look back on the world that doubted you, mocked you, and didn't understand your journey, know this: it was all part of the test you've passed, and now God will reveal His love for you in ways that will amaze you. You're leaving the material world behind, but you're entering a new existence, a spiritual realm where God's protection, peace, and joy will surround you forever. Get ready for the unexpected meeting, chosen one. You've completed your divine mission. And now it's time for the transformation you've been waiting for since childhood. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 50 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 99 to amplify this powerful energy. Now let's get into it. In this vast, intricate world, it is easy to feel lost or insignificant. But for some, there is a divine purpose that calls them forward, a mission that transcends the ordinary. These chosen ones are selected by God, not by coincidence, but by divine design. It's a calling that echoes deep within the soul, urging them to step into their higher purpose for them. Life is not just a series of events, it is a test, a journey to prove their devotion to God's will. They are part of a greater divine plan, one that has been in motion long before they even knew they had a mission to fulfill. As we look around, many are searching for meaning, for a reason behind the struggles they face. The chosen ones are those who hear God's call in the deepest part of their being and respond with unwavering faith. It's not about being perfect, but about trusting in God's guidance even when the world mocks or dismisses them. This is a test of faith, and those who pass it are ready to move forward into the divine realm that awaits them. It's essential to understand that being chosen does not mean being exempt from hardship. In fact, it often means the opposite, a life that will be filled with trials and challenges. Each one designed to build their strength, character, and connection to God. The path may be lonely at times, but it is always one that leads them closer to fulfilling their divine destiny for those who have faithfully walked the path laid out before them. The time has come. The waiting is over. It is easy to feel as though you are simply going through the motions, but rest assured, God's timing is always perfect. Now the call is clear. It's time to leave behind the distractions of the material world and step into the divine reality that awaits. This is not the end, but the beginning of a higher existence, a journey towards something far more beautiful than anything this world can offer. Imagine living a life that constantly challenges your faith, where you are ridiculed and misunderstood. You may have been waiting for years, but the time has arrived when God will make His call known no more. Waiting in vain, no more. Struggling with doubts or questions, the chosen ones know this moment. This divine invitation is their turning point. God is calling them to something greater, something beyond the struggles they have known, beyond the limitations of earthly life. Leaving behind the familiar is never easy, especially when you've invested so much in this world. But those who are chosen understand that this departure is necessary to embrace a higher calling. It is about answering the invitation to meet with God and enter a realm of pure love, free from the burdens of this material world. God calls many, but only a few are chosen to fulfill the divine mission set before them. This isn't about preference or favoritism, it's about readiness. Many may hear the call, but not everyone has the courage or strength to endure the trials required to prove their devotion. The chosen ones are those who stand firm when everything around them crumbles. They trust in God's timing and never falter in their commitment. Even in the face of rejection and mockery, this principle of being chosen is not about being special in the traditional sense. It's about fulfilling a unique role in God's plan. Just as a diamond forms under immense pressure, the chosen ones are. Refined through trials that prepare them for the higher purpose they are destined to serve. It's a weighty responsibility, but one they carry with grace and dedication. Consider the many great leaders, saints, and spiritual figures throughout history. They were called just as you have been, but it was their unwavering faith and commitment that set them apart as chosen ones. God sees their potential, and He calls them not only to fulfill their purpose, but to prove to the world that His love and power are real. Life is not a random series of events. It is a test. Each day brings an opportunity to prove our faith, to strengthen our character, and to step closer to fulfilling the divine mission that God has designed for us. The test is not always obvious, but it's there in every challenge, in every setback, and in every moment of doubt. For the chosen ones, each trial becomes a stepping stone towards spiritual growth, a chance to reaffirm their trust in God's plan. Fulfilling your divine mission is not about worldly success or external validation. It is about answering the call with an open heart and a willingness to trust in the process. The test of life is a series of questions that will continue to surface throughout your journey. Will you remain faithful when the road gets tough? Will you keep trusting when the world doubts you? Will you rise above the pain and mockery and continue to walk the path God has set before you? In the end, it's not about what the world sees, it's about standing true to your faith, regardless of the circumstances the chosen ones endure. And in their endurance, they fulfill the purpose that was written for them long before they were born. One of the most difficult aspects of being chosen is enduring the mockery and hatred that others direct toward you. It can be painful when those closest to you don't understand your journey, when they laugh at your beliefs or criticize your choices. But this is part of the test. Those who are called by God often face rejection from those they love. Yet it is through these trials that their faith is purified. It's easy to question your path when others ridicule you. But the chosen ones understand that their journey is not for the approval of others, it's for the glory of God. They endure the mockery with grace, knowing that their trust in God is what matters most. This test is not about winning the approval of those around you. It's about staying true to your divine calling no matter how much the world misunderstands or condemns you. Think about the great figures in religious history, how many endured suffering, mockery, and rejection for their faith. They faced hatred and ridicule. But it was through those challenges that their true strength and faith were revealed. The same is true for you. Every trial is a testimony of your devotion to God's plan. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of being chosen is when even family members mock or doubt your faith. The people who should understand you the most are often the ones who question your path the most. It can be crushing when those you love don't see what God has placed in your heart, but this too is part of the test, the ultimate test of trust in God. When family members doubt or ridicule you, it is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of their own misunderstanding. The chosen ones are asked to trust in God's plan even when those closest to them cannot see it. God is asking you to stay strong, to remain faithful, and to love even when it feels impossible. Remember that even in the face of rejection from loved ones, God's love remains constant. His plans for you are greater than any earthly bond or relationship. Trust that He will guide you even when the ones you hold dear cannot walk the path with you. There is no greater test of faith than trusting in God's timing. The chosen ones often wait, sometimes for years, for the moment when God will call them to ascend to their higher purpose. It can be agonizing to wait, especially when the world moves on without you. But God's timing is always perfect. Trusting in God's timing requires patience and faith. It means understanding that everything happens when it is meant to happen, not according to our own timeline, but according to the divine plan. The call to ascend is not something that can be rushed. It comes at the moment when you are truly ready. Those who wait on God's timing are like trees that grow slowly but deeply, with roots that reach far beneath the surface when the time comes. They are ready to rise, trust in the process, and know that every moment of waiting is preparing you for the transformation that awaits. For many, the concept of transformation might be misunderstood as something akin to death. But in reality, it is not about the end of life, but the beginning of a new chapter. One where the chosen ones step into their true potential. The transformation is not an end, it is a meeting with the divine. A transition from the material to the spiritual, where pain, fear, and suffering no longer hold sway. This transformation requires a shift in perspective. It is not about leaving behind everything you know, it is about elevating your consciousness and embracing a higher reality, where love and divine purpose reign. It is about understanding that your life has been a preparation for this moment, and now you are ready to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be for the chosen ones. This moment is sacred. It is a reunion with God, where all doubts, all fears, and all struggles are wiped away in this higher realm. There is no pain, no weakness, no limitation, only peace and divine love. This is not death. It is life in its purest, most beautiful form. Leaving the material world is not about abandoning the people or the experiences you've known. It is about stepping beyond the limitations of earthly existence. The chosen ones do not leave because they want to escape. They leave because they have fulfilled their divine mission and are now called to a higher realm where they will find ultimate peace and connection with God. The world may view this departure as loss, but in truth, it is again a beautiful, sacred shift into a higher state of being. Those who are chosen have completed their earthly journey and are now ready to experience life in its truest form, unburdened by the struggles that once defined them. When you have remained faithful through the trials, when you have trusted in God's plan, despite the obstacles, God will prove His love to you in ways that words can scarcely describe. His call is not just a summons, it is a reward for your unwavering faith. God will show you His love, a love that is beyond anything you have ever known or imagined. This is not a love based on conditions or expectations, but one that is pure and unconditional. It is a love that affirms every step you've taken, every sacrifice you've made when God calls you. It is His way of telling you, you are mine, you are worthy, you have fulfilled your purpose. Imagine standing before the Creator of all things, there in the presence of God. All pain, fear, and suffering dissolve. For the chosen ones, this divine meeting is not just a dream. It is the fulfillment of their purpose, the culmination of their journey. It is a moment of profound peace where all that has troubled them fades away, leaving only divine love. This is a meeting that surpasses every earthly joy in God's presence. There are no worries, no doubts, and no limitations. The burdens of the past, whether emotional, physical, or financial, are wiped clean for the chosen ones. This is the ultimate reward and the assurance that they are seen, valued, and loved beyond measure. It's important to remember that this meeting isn't about grandeur or ceremony. It is about connection. It is the moment when God looks into your soul and says, "Well done, my faithful servant. You have endured, and now you shall be with me in that moment." All struggles are worth it. You will know beyond any shadow of a doubt that every hardship you faced was part of the divine plan that led you here. The time of transformation is a sacred one, requiring inner preparation. It's not just a change in circumstances, but a deep spiritual shift. Those who are chosen must be ready, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, to embrace the new reality that God has prepared for them. It requires letting go of all attachments to the material world and embracing a new way of being. As the time of transformation draws near, you may feel a stirring in your spirit, a sense that something is about to change, that you are being called to a higher place. Trust that this feeling is not coincidental. It is the divine invitation to step into the life you were always meant to live. The path is one of purification, where faith, love, and trust in God must be at the forefront of your heart. And mind you must prepare by cleansing your heart of all fear, doubt, and attachment. Focus on your relationship with God. Nurture your faith and allow yourself to be guided by His love. The transformation is not something to fear. It is a beautiful and necessary shift into the divine purpose that awaits you. The journey of the chosen is marked by an unwavering faith and a pure heart. It is easy to grow disillusioned or discouraged by the hardships you face, but the chosen ones understand that it is faith in God that propels them forward. Faith is the thread that ties their journey together. It is the bridge between their earthly struggles and the divine reward they are destined to receive. A pure heart is essential in this journey and is not about perfection, but about sincerity. A pure heart is one that seeks to serve God without expectation, one that trusts in His plan. Even when the path is unclear, the chosen ones are those who have walked through the fire of adversity not with bitterness or resentment, but with love and compassion. This purity allows them to rise above worldly temptations and distractions, and it is through this purity that they are able to meet God in His fullness, the strength of your faith. And the purity of your heart will determine how fully you can embrace the transformation awaiting you. The chosen ones know that the heart must be open and free from the weight of fear, doubt, and resentment in order to step into their true divine destiny. God's love for the chosen ones is like the love of a mother for her child. This divine love is protective, nurturing, and unyielding, just as a mother will go to great lengths to ensure her child's well-being. So does God watch over His chosen ones. His love is a constant source of strength, a shelter in times of trouble, and a guiding light in the darkest of moments. When life becomes overwhelming, it is God's maternal love that will carry you through it, is a love that understands your struggles, that knows your fears, and that holds you close in your moments of doubt. This love doesn't condemn or criticize it. Comforts and strengthens, offering you the assurance that you are never alone. Even when the world seems to turn its back, the maternal love of God provides the security and peace necessary for the chosen ones to face their challenges. It is through this divine love that they are able to rise, knowing that they are fully protected and supported as they fulfill their mission. The final test for the chosen ones is the ultimate act of surrender, leaving behind everything they have known, all the material attachments and all the distractions of earthly life. This is the moment when they must fully trust that what lies ahead in the divine realm is far greater than anything they leave behind. Leaving the material world does not mean abandoning loved ones or forsaking the beauty of creation. It means letting go of the attachments that have kept you tied into this world, embracing the reality that your true home is not of this earth. The chosen ones understand that what they are stepping into is an eternal realm where they will finally be free from the struggles that have defined their lives. This final test is the moment of ultimate trust in God's plan. It is a test of faith that proves you are ready to step fully into your divine purpose, knowing that the material world was never your true home. The divine transformation that awaits is far beyond anything this world could offer. And it is in this final surrender that the chosen ones fulfill their destiny and embrace the divine love of God in its purest form. There comes a moment in the lives of the chosen ones when they awaken into the truth of their divine purpose. This awakening is not something that can be forced. It comes at the perfect time when the soul is ready to understand and embrace its calling. For many, this moment feels like a deep inner shift, a realization that their life has always had a higher purpose, even when it seemed like the world was leading them astray. It's as if the veil is lifted and they can see clearly for the first time. The realization of your divine purpose is both humbling and empowering. It's humbling because you understand that you were chosen for something greater than yourself, and empowering because it gives you the strength to walk a path that others may not understand. This awakening often comes after a period of great struggle or confusion where nothing seemed to make sense, but now, in this moment of clarity, everything falls into place. You see the hand of God in every twist and turn of your journey. Awakening to your divine purpose also brings a sense of responsibility. You realize that your life is not just about personal happiness or success. It is about fulfilling a greater mission that serves the world. This realization requires courage and commitment. It may not always be easy, and there will be sacrifices along the way, but you will find a deeper sense of fulfillment as you step into your calling for the chosen ones. This sacred awakening is not just a moment, it's a lifetime journey. It will continue to unfold as you grow and evolve, revealing new layers of your divine purpose. As you walk this path with faith and trust in God, you will come to understand that every trial, every challenge was part of the divine design, leading you to this moment of realization, one of the powerful and freeing experiences for the chosen ones is learning the art of surrender. Surrendering does not mean giving up or losing control. Rather, it means releasing the need to control every aspect of your life and trusting God's divine plan for many. This is one of the hardest lessons to learn, as we are conditioned to believe that we must fight for everything that we must control. Every outcome. But the true power of surrender lies in letting go and allowing God to lead the way when you surrender. You release the burden of trying to force things to happen. It is in surrender that you open yourself to receive what God has planned for you, something far greater than you could have ever imagined. The act of surrender allows you to step into the flow of divine energy, trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. At first, surrender can feel like a leap of faith. It may seem uncomfortable or even frightening to release your grip on the outcomes you desire. But as you learn to trust in God's timing, you begin to see that surrender does not equal weakness. It equals strength. It is the strength to accept that you are not in control, but that God's wisdom and love will guide you to exactly where you need to be. Surrendering is an act of love, trust, and deep faith. It is recognizing that God knows what is best for you. Even when you don't understand the path ahead, when you let go of the need to control you, step into a life of peace, where you can fully trust that God is leading you to exactly where you need to be. The journey of the chosen ones is often also a journey of self-discovery. Along the way, they must peel back the layers of who they thought they were to reveal their true divine identity. This process is not easy, and it often involves confronting fears, insecurities, and doubts that have been buried deep within. But in this journey, the chosen ones discover that they are not defined by their past, their mistakes, or circumstances. They are defined by the love and purpose that God has instilled in them. Self-discovery is a sacred and transformative process. It is about reconnecting with the essence of who you are, your soul's purpose, and the gifts you were born with. For many, this journey starts with a deep longing or a sense that something is missing. But as they dive deeper, they begin to uncover the truth about themselves. They realize that their true identity is not based on external labels or the opinions of others, but on their connection to the divine. This process of self-discovery requires courage, as it forces the chosen ones to let go of old identities and embrace who they are becoming. It may involve shedding the expectations and limitations that have been placed on them by society, family, or even their own minds. But through this transformation, they come to understand that they were never meant to be confined by the narrow definitions of the world. In the end, the chosen ones come to realize that their true identity is divine. And it is through embracing this truth that they are able to step fully into their purpose. They understand that they were always meant for greatness, and that every step of their journey, no matter how difficult, was part of the process of becoming who they were always destined to be. Compassion is a powerful force that is central to the journey of the chosen ones. It is through compassion that they are able to heal both themselves and others. Compassion is not just about feeling sorry for someone. It is about understanding their pain, standing beside them in their suffering, and offering a hand of love and support for the chosen ones. Compassion is an essential part of fulfilling their divine mission, as it allows them to create meaningful connections and bring healing to the world. When the chosen ones embrace compassion, they tap into a wellspring of love that flows from the divine. This love allows them to see beyond surface appearances, to recognize the humanity in everyone, and to offer unconditional support. Compassion is the antidote to judgment, criticism, and fear, and it opens the heart to deeper levels of understanding and empathy. Through compassion, the chosen ones are able to heal the wounds of their own past by extending love and understanding to others. They also learn to forgive themselves and release the burdens of guilt and shame. Compassion allows them to see the divine spark in everyone, including themselves. It is through this love that they are able to rise above the trials of life and fulfill their higher calling. Ultimately, compassion is the force that unites us all. When the chosen ones embody compassion, they not only heal themselves, but become a channel for healing in the world. Their divine mission is one of love, and through compassion, they spread that love to everyone they meet, creating a ripple effect that touches countless lives. Resilience is one of the greatest qualities. Of the chosen ones, they are not immune to hardship or suffering, but they possess an inner strength that allows them to rise above it. Resilience is about more than just bouncing back from adversity. It is about growing stronger through the struggles, learning more about yourself, and finding new depths of faith and strength. The chosen ones face challenges head-on, trusting that each obstacle is part of their divine journey and has a purpose in their growth. Life's challenges can feel overwhelming, but it is in these moments that the chosen ones discover their true strength. They know that every trial, every setback is an opportunity to grow, to refine their character, and to deepen their relationship with God. Resilience is not just about surviving, it is about thriving in the face of adversity, knowing that every hardship will eventually lead to greater clarity, wisdom, and purpose. The strength of resilience is built through experience every time the chosen ones face adversity and choose to keep going. They build their spiritual muscles. They learn that they are never alone in their struggles, that God is always by their side, offering guidance, strength, and love. It is this unwavering faith in God that gives them the resilience to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the journey may be. Ultimately, resilience allows the chosen ones to step into their divine purpose with courage and determination. It is through resilience that they overcome the trials of life and emerge stronger, wiser, and more equipped to fulfill the mission they were always meant to carry out. Resilience is the foundation of their strength, and it will carry them through every trial, every challenge, and every test they face on their path to greatness. For the chosen ones, prayer is more than a ritual. It is the foundation of their connection with the divine through prayer. They communicate with God, receive guidance, and draw strength. Prayer is a sacred conversation, a moment of stillness in which they open their hearts and souls to the Creator. It is in these quiet moments of prayer that they are reminded of their purpose, their mission, and the love that surrounds them. The power of prayer lies in its ability to connect the chosen ones with divine energy. When they pray, they align themselves with God's will, asking for guidance and strength to fulfill their purpose. Prayer brings peace to the soul, calms the mind, and strengthens the heart. It is a reminder that they are never alone, and that God is always listening, always present through prayer. The chosen ones find comfort in times of fear and uncertainty. Prayer helps them to release their burdens, to surrender their worries, and to trust in God's plan. It is a way to recalibrate, to return to their center, and to remember that they are part of something far greater than themselves. The power of prayer is transformative. It opens the door to divine guidance and brings clarity, peace, and strength for the chosen ones. Prayer is not just a tool. It is the lifeblood of their spiritual journey, connecting them with God and guiding them every step of the way. Living in harmony with divine will is the ultimate goal of the chosen ones. It means aligning every aspect of life with God's purpose, letting go of personal desires and ego-driven motivations in favor of a life that serves the greater good. This is not always an easy task, as it requires constant surrender and trust in God's wisdom. But for the chosen ones, living in harmony with divine will is the path to true peace and fulfillment. When you live in harmony with divine will, everything in your life falls into place. The struggles, the challenges, the obstacles, they all begin to make sense as part of the greater design that God has for you. The key is to let go of the need to control and allow God to lead the way. Living in harmony with divine will is about listening to the quiet whispers of the soul and following the guidance of the Spirit. For the chosen in one's living in harmony with divine will also means accepting the times of stillness and waiting. God's plan unfolds in its own time, and part of the journey is trusting that everything is happening according to His perfect timing. When you accept this, you no longer feel frustrated or impatient, but peaceful and content, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, Ultimately, living in harmony with divine will is the path to true freedom. It is the freedom that comes from knowing that everything in your life has a purpose, that everything is unfolding according to a divine plan, and that you are living in alignment with your highest calling. This is the life that the chosen ones embrace, and it is the life that leads them to fulfillment. Peace and divine.